So let me explain. This is the first of a kind. I'm not going to build a guitar, but I am going to build a guitar. But in fact, Bart is going to build a guitar.
Yes, I've been playing guitar for many, many years.
Indeed.
And so building one for yourself is like a bit of a dream. And I think it's a bit of a dream to many people who play. So.
Welcome back. Well, this is incredibly exciting. This is a new series. I mean, the first new series in over a year. And this time I'm not building a guitar. Well, I kind of am building it. Well, I'm not building a guitar, but Bart is building a guitar. And I'm helping him as much as I possibly can and staying out the way when I'm not helping, hopefully. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. And if you're going to enjoy it, or you think you're going to enjoy it, or you are enjoying it already, please subscribe, because subscribing makes a huge difference. So we started the build a few months ago, whilst I was still actually building the Stratocaster. But we've got a few months under our belt now, so I can start editing in the past, because I'm actually in the future, and it's autumn now. When we started it was the summer. So this is in the future. Anyway, time travel's a funny thing. Let's not bother with that now. Let's get on with episode 1.
Let's do it.
Okay, well, I've taken the liberty, because I know that you're interested in Telecasters. Mm-hmm. These are the templates for a Telecaster, and I also found you a bridge.
Cool.
But I also have a bridge with a pickup in it as well, so we're well ahead. And also, I took the liberty of buying some wood. Now, this wood, actually, I wasn't expecting this to be half as attractive as it actually is. And you're going to get a chance to choose which bit of wood you want. These came from Portugal. There's a company called Guitars and Woods, who I hope if they're watching this, they will sponsor me. No, they're really great people, and their stuff is wonderful. They make tools, and they also supply wood. I've also got their templates. I've got their neck radius. In fact, their logo is on here. These are from Guitars and Woods as well. These are what I get the neck profile with. Sorry, the fretboard radius with. These are radiusing beams. So you go up and down the neck.
Yeah.
So that's from Guitars and Woods as well. But because I was in the UK before, it was actually quite difficult to get their products because of import issues after Brexit, the thing we never mentioned. But now I live in France, I can get wood from Portugal without any problems and no duty and everything. So this is how it arrives, and these two lines, when you line those up, that is how they have effectively profiled it. So that would be your join.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
So they do this delibery, these lines?
They deliberately, whenever in woodwork, whenever you get stuff that you want to re-register, you usually go across whatever the thing is and do a couple of lines. Yeah. And then when you line those lines up again, it's all sorted. Yeah. Now, I mean, if we like that pattern, it's great, but it's always worth checking what they didn't do. You might say, well, actually, I prefer that as a look, and I'm not sure I don't, to be honest. And you can, so flip them and see what other sides, whatever combinations you can get. So you have a very unusual option B. As you can see, I've never seen this before because I've literally just unwrapped it. So there's option B, that's the second piece, which actually looks finer. Again, let's have a quick look. Ooh, quick look around. I'm not sure about that. What is your feeling about your guitar? Are you looking at a colour, or a sunburst, or wood, plain wood?
Well, I think making it easy. If we could end up with a Telecaster that looks something like the one that Springsteen plays.
Right. He's talking black scratch plate then, and a maple neck. I see. We're going
maple or rosewood. We're going to get to that.
Oh, yeah. I see. So we're going the full Springsteen. My feeling in that case is if we're going to do it semi-transparent, I think this has probably got the most character, hasn't it? Are you in a situation where we can make your mind up time? Make your mind up time.
Let's go for it.
This one.
Yeah, it looks good.
Excellent.
Looks good.
I think it's a fine choice, sir.
Thank you.
Fine choice. So we'll put that one to one side. What I will do is I will wrap that back up. I reckon if I left that out for 5 days, we would come back and that would have the whole corner to corner rocky thing, because this is going to continue moving. And you'll very often see guitars that, particularly guitars that don't have like a polyurethane coat on it, they are bent and cracked.
Yeah. And what's on the side here? It feels a bit waxy.
Ah, yes. You put wax on the end grains to stop it absorbing moisture. Because the exposed end grain is where the moisture generally enters it. So that's actually a really good sign. And
this is wax.
It is wax.
It's wax.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I've actually seen it on body blanks before, because I generally buy quite cheap body blanks, knowing that I'm going to paint them. But you do see it always on fretboards. Fretboards. Usually they're dipped to like a centimetre or even more.
Okay.
So you get a piece of ebony and it's dipped both ends.
Yeah.
If it isn't, it will be severely twisted. Yeah. So that's stage one. We are at stage one.
We've got 2 pieces here, huh?
Yeah.
Why not 1 piece?
1 piece is expensive. Getting a good quality flat piece of wood in 1 piece to these dimensions is usually expensive, because most wood is sawn to these sorts of dimensions before anybody decides they can make an instrument out.
And I guess people want to know these planks individually, how much would they cost? And then if I would buy one big piece, what would be the difference?
Again, yes, it does affect the price. If you buy a 1-piece body, the 1-piece body will be a lot more expensive. Maybe a third or half again.
For a full piece?
For a full piece, or even a good quality 2-piece. You can also go 3-piece, and if you buy a really bad guitar and strip all the paint off it, you might find it's made out of all bin ends and bits and bobs, up to 5 pieces or so.
Okay.
Not a bad thing, as long as it's glued up and clamped properly and it's stable and it's dry, and all those other considerations, you're okay with many pieces. In fact, some people think that by having many pieces and then changing the direction of the grain, again you actually build in a better stability. So rather than 1 piece going wonk, you finished. With 2 pieces, you might bend a little one way and a little the other, and it's not too bad a deal. And you can actually make the forces work together or against each other. And that is used a lot in multiple strip neck constructions. When you have a composite neck made out of many pieces, you can say, well, I'll have a piece of that wood and that piece of wood, say an ebony, a rosewood, a mahogany, a maple, put them all together and make the forces work against each other and with each other to actually build in a sort of forceful balance. There are lots of things you can do.
So by and large, if we're talking about the body of a guitar, starting with raw material, you're talking about something like €50.
Yeah. I mean, you can pay a lot less for something I mean, people are now building bodies out of pine. I wouldn't recommend that. I think pine is fundamentally too soft and usually too light. You don't want something where the neck dives into the ground because, the wood is so light. Now, I think, as you say, a lot of the nice textures are down here. So what you can do at this point is to grab a pencil and you can draw around it.
Okay.
So when we cut this out on the bandsaw, we would probably leave a good, 5 mil around the edge at least.
Okay. So there we go. There we go. Yeah, you don't want that to move, do you?
Nope.
Because then we have a problem.
I mean, for now, what we're going to do is basically have a look-see. We'll examine this line to make sure that it has within it everything we want and nothing we don't like.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Your honour, sir. There it is. So, that could well be the guitar that you might be looking at probably for the rest of your life.
Yes.
This is lovely.
Yes, it is.
It's got a sort of delta going, which is nice.
Yeah.
What's going on here will be lost in the pocket.
Yeah.
So actually, I don't suppose we probably won't be able to line this up, but yeah, you can get a vague idea from this that will be the pickup pocket.
Yeah.
That will be the rear pickup. That will be your front pickup. I love doing this sort of thing, just getting a sort of visualizing it. This is very, very ropey and rough, but you can see that will be. So now you're beginning to get a sense of it, and we have a bridge. So the bridge will sit over that. So that is what it will look like if it was just a straight,
it's there,
unfinished wood guitar.
yeah, cool.
So the next question, the deep question: are we looking at a maple neck, or are we looking at a rosewood neck?
Well, let's discuss the pros and cons.
Okay, from a guitar maker's point of view, when somebody says to me, "Oh yeah, I really want a maple neck," there's a certain sinking that happens in your chest. Because
why is that?
Yeah, because basically a maple neck is slightly more difficult. I mean, it's not massively more difficult, but it is. If I was building my very first guitar, and I was intending to build more guitars in the future, I would always build a rosewood neck guitar first, because when you build a maple neck, you have to put the finish onto the neck, usually with the frets on it. And then you have to clean off all of the stuff on the frets.
Yeah.
And in cleaning off all of the finish that gets onto the frets, there's a chance that you're going to ruin the finish on the neck. You'll scrape away, or you'll do your finishing on your frets, and you'll catch the edge of the fretboard, and you'll reveal the bare wood again, and you'll go, right, fine, I'll be sanding that down and respraying it. And on the Strat I built, the maple neck Strat, I refinished the neck 4 times.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So, and with the rosewood, that is not an issue.
With rosewood, you finish the neck, and you don't finish the fretboard. So you can clean up the fretboard. And if you touch the sides and all the rest of it of the fretboard, that's fine. The other thing is that you with a rosewood neck, you generally put the finish on last. And you just tape up the fretboard and spray the back of the neck and the headstock, and then you take the tape off, and it's all fine. It's all done.
And then in terms of sound, I mean, there's discussion on whether the sound is going to be different or the playing is going to be different.
I don't generally subscribe to all of those things, like, these necks sound so different to that, and this type of wood makes such a difference to the sound. But with a neck, it really does. It really does. It's one of the most important aspects, I think, of the sound. It's the most contributory thing, I think. A maple neck always sounds brighter than a rosewood neck. But it depends on your style of music. If you're playing rock and roll, you probably don't want the master of twang. Whereas if you're playing country music, you definitely do. For jazz, you generally roll all the tone off, so it doesn't actually make that much difference, because jazz players tend to take all of the top off, which is weird to me. I tend to turn a tone control all the way off, so it's having no effect. And in fact, I have actually considered in a number of builds just not even fitting a tone control. Even if you put a tone control in a guitar and turn the tone fully open, so there's none of it being shunted to earth, which is how tone control works. You basically tap some of the signal through a capacitor, which basically takes all the treble out of the signal. But even if it's off, if it's fully wide open, it's still actually having an effect. It's amazing. Some modern guitar, I think the Johnny Marr guitar, the Jaguar he custom built, I think he actually has a tone bypass on it. And I think there was a recent Fender as well, I seem to remember being reviewed, where there was a switch which bypassed all of the internal circuits. And you think, it actually does make a difference. If you just connect a pickup up to a jack plug and pump it into an amplifier, it has a slightly different sound to one that's in a guitar with all the tone controls. Right. Even in a passive mode off, it still takes something out of the signal. So I think what we'll do is we'll grab some necks, and the reason that, this is your first guitar build. The reason I would say, with your first guitar build, don't build a neck, is because building a neck is very difficult the first time you do it. It gets so much easier as you've done it a few times. There are so many.
Do people change his necks afterwards?
Yeah,
You can.
There's nothing stopping you building your own neck. I've done that with my own guitars. The first guitars that I built, I actually took the necks off. I took the factory necks off and made my own necks and refitted them. A guitar is not a fixed item, particularly if it's got a detachable neck.
Yeah.
Which was, again, I think that was a Fender thing as well. They did the first sort of detachable necks. I think mostly for manufacturing simplicity, but I think they also did it for, repair ideas. If servicing in the future, if you end up with an unserviceable neck, which is actually, ironically, more likely on a Gibson than on a Fender. But if you do end up in the situation where you've got a broken neck, say you're Jimi Hendrix, for instance, or Pete Townsend, who broke a lot of necks for no apparent reason. In fact, I think both Townsend and Hendrix built a lot of their guitars out of bits that weren't broken from the last, smash up session. They retrieve all the bits and build a Strat. I mean, there were quite a lot of Hendrix Strats around, which were made up from bits that were left. They go, this is an original guitar played by Jimi Hendrix. Well, it was, but not necessarily in that order. So let's look at some necks.
Cool.
I'll just grab some necks. So there we are. Please unwrap your necks.
Maple or rosewood?
Yeah.
That's the story.
Fortunately, I think I managed to grab a couple of Telecasters. Otherwise, you'd end up with a hybrid. I actually had a friend who had a very nice, lovely... I can see a problem already. I've already made my decision.
There we go.
Ooh.
So there we are.
You see, I made my decision immediately.
Why?
I made my decision immediately because I know the history of these necks. Now, this neck is a rosewood neck. It's exactly the same as this neck. Apart from this neck, it's actually got a broken nut, but that's actually not a bad thing, to be honest, because I suggest we completely devolve the neck back to wood. These I had made, I think this was part of the second batch I had made, and I hated this color. It's wrong. It's too strong, it's too yellow. And it's
I saw this in one of your previous videos.
Yeah.
Where you just got everything off.
Yeah, get it all off. In fact, this one would be my choice. And this would be my choice because I know that this was from the first batch I had made.
Okay.
And this one has a very, very thin, you see it hasn't got that yellow coating on it. It's got a very, very thin, almost like a base coat of nitrocellulose, which is actually much easier to work with than when they're much more finished like this. And this one, I know that this first batch were really nice necks. I thought they were all gone, so you're actually incredibly lucky to have that.
So after all, we're using a maple.
Not my decision. Your decision.
Well, it's a Springsteen guitar because the Springsteen will have a maple.
Then the decision is fixed. Welcome back to Philosophy Corner. And this Philosophy Corner is about something fundamental to all of us. And I know it's all of us because it's music. And this is a music channel, I guess. I have to confess, I don't really understand music. I don't know what it is. I don't know what function it fulfills in humanity. I don't know why we sing. I don't know why we dance. I don't know why we are so completely mesmerized by rhythm and harmony and melody, all these things that make up music. But music seems to be fundamentally human. It's integral to us, and it doesn't exist in the animal kingdom, I guess, outside of humanity, to my knowledge. We use music a great deal in culture. We use it to assess our friends, assess new people that we meet. One of the first questions we ask is, what sort of music do you like? So music is fundamentally human, but we just don't understand it. I don't really know what it is. And in a funny sort of way, I don't want to. I want it to remain a mystery, an enigma. And I'm happy that it is, because it's exciting in that form. Anyway, that's my 10 pence worth. Let's get back to the build.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Ooh.
For the first time, we're beginning to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So what is this dark?
That is commonly known as the skunk stripe, and is basically a cover over the truss rod. In the original Fender design, The truss rod was just a single piece of metal with a sort of an anchor point here and an anchor point here, and it was fitted through the rear of the neck. So this was all in one piece, and then it was fitted in the rear like that. And to cover that, rather than trying to put a piece of maple in there and make it disappear, they made a feature of it. To contrast with that, they fitted a piece of rosewood. These are classic 1950s, 60s style necks. So the adjustment is at the bottom, which means you've got to take the neck off to adjust it, which is a royal pain in the what's-it.
Because you have to put the strings back on to see what the effect is.
Yeah, I mean, you can cheat it. You can loosen the strings off and tilt it and take it out and give it a tweak and put it back. But generally speaking, I know people actually set up and make their own rig so they can do all of this on like a dummy body with a hole in it. So you can do all these adjustments off of the guitar, and then once you know that it's going to be good under pressure, you can fit it on the guitar and you don't get any surprises. But invariably, I generally find that if you make this absolutely flat and then just give it a tweak away, when you put it on, it only comes up a little bit.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work, you slacken the strings off, take it off, give it a half a turn, a quarter turn actually, put it back on, and you get there. Sometimes it can take 2 or 3 goes, but it's not that big a deal. Not that big a deal. So you have a neck, you have a body.
Well,
now you actually have to do some woodwork.
Sure.
In fact, on this, the woodwork is not too bad at all. I'm just going to draw a little thing like that on there, because sometimes you can lose your way, and it's good to know which way is up. So these faces here are the faces that are going to glue together. And I wasn't expecting this, to be honest, because there is generally a lot of work in getting it to the next stage. What you would need to do is to put this in a vise and plane it. And then you need to check it, and you need to check it with an engineering square. So generally, what you would end up doing is having a good look down it to see if it's straight, and then you get an engineering square, and preferably against the light. So I'm going to use the window
to see if you see any light coming.
And then
through.
as you pull it up towards you, see if you get any gaps in there. And I can already tell that this is so good. Because they've marked it up with the faces that need to be opposite each other. I think this has been through a jointer planer, and they've actually done all the work for us. Wrong side, see how easy it is to get the wrong side?
I saw that.
I'm just going to check the wrong side then. I can look up there. Yeah, my goodness. This is actually spot on. Actually spot on.
It's absolutely minimal.
Yeah, it is. And absolutely minimal is good enough for a body, because we are.
So if it wouldn't be, just for argument's sake.
Okay, if it
you
was.
said you would join them like this.
Yep.
And then make sure that everything is.
Yep. What you would do is you would clamp that in a vise, and you would go down it. I can actually feel that this is flat. And go up and down it. And you would take tiny, just the finest feather pieces off, and then you would recheck it. And it's a very laborious process of literally doing that and then going up and down it. But this is so good that my lecturer always used to do this. He would go, just to make sure he got the blade on there perpendicular, that he would just plonk it on and then start doing it. He would go like that deliberately and go down. He was maybe getting little shavings off. Just check the other one again. I can't believe it's so good. Thank you, Guitars and Woods. You've just saved us about a day. Well, maybe not a day. That is really good.
And again, the reason why this is absolutely critical to have it,
if you don't get it absolutely right, when you spread the glue on it, you run the risk of having areas where the glue isn't contacting with the other side. So if you can guarantee that you've got a really good 100% contact when you bring these two pieces together, and you can see that when you push these together, that seam completely disappears. And if you apply some pressure to it, it really completely does, particularly here, utterly disappears.
I don't know how much glue you use, but if you use a liberal amount.
If you put too much glue on this, The glue is going to become another material. You're trying to join these two pieces of material together. You're not trying to glue wood to a piece of glue to another piece of wood.
I get it.
So you don't want to create a seam.
Yeah,
you want you want whatever glue is there to go into the wood, and then for that to draw the two pieces of wood together. So actually putting too much glue on, really not a great idea. Now I know that this is a really flat block. I wouldn't recommend this, but I'm just going to give it a very, because there might be little raised bits, and I'm just going to hold it, and I'm just very, very gently. I'm not going to try and sand it. I'm just trying to knock off any fibers, upstanding fibers, like that. Thanks.
So do you also have to make sure that you don't touch it with your hands because of grease of your hands? And
I can get away with it because being an old man, you know, I'm not as oily as a youth. I'm not an oily youth, and nor are you, I'm afraid. But there we go. I can feel it now. That's almost sucked together. Yeah, that's grand. That will glue up. I think we can glue this. I wouldn't normally say let's glue it. I would normally say, let's plane it, get it right. But I think this has been through a jointing machine and it's created such a good joint. I think we can mess around with this for hours and not even achieve a significantly better contact. So let's glue it.
perfect.
Cool. So if you grab that and just take it out of the way, we put these on here. I think about 4 should do it. Don't go too far with that. It's coming straight back. Like that. Probably need to stretch that out. Pull those to the edge. So if you rearrange it back in there, so long ways like that. Indeed.
There you go.
Yeah. Let's just crank them in a little bit. Actually, I'm being stupid here. Put them in there like that. This is what I pull those to the edge, so I've got the winders over the edge, so I don't get fouled up. Cool. And then if we bring these down to the closest, closest-ish, like that. Okay. So one thing that people don't do, and I'm as guilty of this as everyone else, is doing a dry fit. So if you're going to clamp something up and glue it, don't start gluing it. Don't spread the glue on and then go, oh, right, now I need the clamps. Get it all done and try it out. Then take it apart like that. And we'll put some glue on it.
So this is a special glue.
This glue is what everybody I know who builds guitars uses.
Titebond.
Everybody I know who builds guitars uses Titebond. Maybe not this exact version. This is the original one. I think there are others that have slightly different properties.
But this is not especially made for guitar building.
It isn't, but I don't know any guitar makers who don't use this.
Okay.
You can use animal glues and fish glues and things like that, which are made from melted bones of horses and all sorts of things. Traditionally, that's what you would use, but those things you used to have to melt pellets in a pot, overheat, and you have to apply them hot, and then they go off very quickly. This has what we call a bigger open time. In other words, you can use it.
Doesn't dry that quickly.
Doesn't go off immediately.
Sure.
Now, Titebond is just the best. And in terms of application with this, I wouldn't go mad, because as long as you've covered all of this with the glue, your job is done. I think you see people putting excessive amounts of glue on and then they get all of this squeeze out. The squeeze out goes everywhere. It sticks your clamps to your worktop and you're not really winning. One thing you can do is also put paper under this to catch any squeeze out, things like that. But I'm going to try and keep this to a minimum, so I'm not going to put any paper underneath it, mostly because I don't have any paper with me at the minute. So we put some glue on, which is great because it gives me a chance to use my joke that I've been using ever since my first video. So, you have the honour.
So how are we going to apply it?
We're going to apply it with what I refer to as my special spreader. It's a unique device. It's very handy. You always have it with you. I call it a finger.
Really? Is it?
Yeah.
You just do it by finger?
I do it with my finger. I mean, I see people with these sponge things, and I see people with like scrapers and brushes and pots. And I have to say that the way I do it, and I have always done it, and how I saw my college lecturer doing it, he's doing it with his finger.
Okay.
There's something unique about your finger because it's not just a foible and a very good joke. It's something. It's something that allows you to. You can feel the glue.
Yeah.
You know where it is.
Yeah.
You can actually feel the depth of the glue.
Yeah.
So, would you like to use your finger?
Of course.
Or should we use my finger?
No, let's go for it.
So
It's open?
Yes, it's open. Don't go. Just see how it comes out.
So I apply it and then immediately I start spreading?
No, I would give yourself. I would go a little wavy line down there.
Yeah,
I don't want to touch it actually.
I'm left-handed, so I'll go from this
absolutely.
side. Okay.
So look good on
Start here.
Yeah. That's
And I go like that?
yeah. That's well enough glue, I believe.
Is it too much?
No, it's beautifully done. I like the patterning too. You obviously have OCD issues.
Okay.
So
Index finger, I presume?
the finger of your choice.
Okay. Pink, no.
No.
Index. Okay, and then I just start spreading it.
I would go up and down.
The whole thing in one.
I would tend to sort of go like that and work my way down.
Okay.
In suitable waves.
Okay.
Pressure, more pressure. That's
pressure.
it. And get it up to the edges.
Yeah.
Now the great thing is if you've missed a bit of edge, you've now got it on your finger, so you can actually scrape it off.
Yes. Okay. Let's continue with that.
I so desperately want to get my finger on there. It's ridiculous.
Why? Because I'm doing something wrong?
No, it's just I really enjoy doing it.
Okay, so I have to make sure that I cover everything, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And in fact, and see this the bit here. Now you'll have glue on your finger, so wipe your finger off on the edge. There you go. Now you can spread that.
There we go.
Yeah. And so what I try and do is I can look at it.
Does it soak into it?
Not well, it does, I guess, but I don't think that's a significant aspect. And looking at that, you've put quite a nice thin layer. I would be tempted to do the other side as well. That's very nicely done. I would leave it at that. You know, you can see what it is. I think don't wipe that finger. Number 2, do the other one. Pull that one out my way. Yeah, there you go. You're a natural. Nice spreading, sir.
There we go.
Good finger work. This is the best chance that you get to make sure that these 2 pieces of wood are about to become 1 piece of wood.
Yeah.
And they will hopefully never part company ever again.
Cool.
Yep. Okay. I would offer you a cloth.
Just by hand.
Wipe it into your hand, and it'll ball up.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, you're a master at this already.
That's it.
Flop them together.
Okay. So now we put them like that.
Yep. Beautiful.
Okay. And now it's becoming critical, I guess.
Yes.
Yes, this is very important what we do now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't mess this up.
Yeah, I mean, you until you've clamped it down really tight, you've still got
Some
wiggle room.
maneuverability.
Yeah, you've got wiggle room.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Okay. Time to clamp
You
up.
can see it's coming out.
Oh yes, squeeze out. That's perfect.
Okay, so now we
Beautiful.
start.
Yeah. Go for it. Stop. Yeah. Yeah, let's think about the symmetry here. At the moment, this clamps there. We want to get them nice and even.
Yeah.
That one's definitely too close, so equidistance that one. And I think that's rock and roll.
And then bit by bit, all of them.
Yeah, I bring them all up to a decent... I think the secret here is to try and keep it as even as possible. Also, watch out for this, for them drifting. One of them popping up.
It's moving. Yeah.
We can actually put an extra clamp on if we think that's going to be an issue. We can use a speed clamp to hold that in place, and we might actually do that straight away. I think these speed clamps are great. So we turn this one upside down so we can slip it underneath.
Get it?
And that way, if I use the brake, here we go. That is now, you can see it's gone absolutely flat here.
Yep.
I'm going to give that, we'll do the same.
And we just do it at one,
do the same to the other end. There you go. Speed clamp on. You can open the clamp with the little button.
This one, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Then just press.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
Okay, now basically we can go, right?
Yep. Go with it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this has to be really, really tight?
No. I think, tight. Not, you don't want to do it so tight that you start denting the wood.
Yeah.
Not that it's critical at this point, to be honest, because all of that
That's going to be taken over anyway.
We're going to lose all that.
So why not, okay. No, I need to open this thing again.
Yeah, press the button. That clamp doesn't seem to be
No,
operating.
it's not working that well.
There we go. Clamp 2.
Clamp 2.
Just get the glue out first. There we go. Great stuff.
And then I keep on pressing.
Yeah.
There we are.
They're on a ratchet. Well, that's interesting. I think you just busted my clamp.
Is it kaput?
Could possibly be.
Well, then that are two, I think.
Yeah, you popped it. Doesn't matter. Yeah, you busted my clamps.
Number 3.
So basically, you do this. So on there,
Let me not destroy another one.
I'll probably be able to fix it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so you don't have to press them all the way because then you just bring it up. Okay, good.
You went all Mick McManus
Yeah,
on that.
yeah.
You definitely went giant haystacks on it. Yeah, you definitely went.
You will have to cut this out of the video. You do realise that.
What, the fact that you just destroyed 2 of my clamps? I'll definitely cut it out. No, that definitely won't make it to air. So the next phase is where we go to the pub.
So this has to dry now, I presume. For how long?
I would leave this until tomorrow.
Okay.
I mean, you could probably leave it for an hour or two, and it probably wouldn't go anywhere. But the chances are it might. So I wouldn't. Sorry, I'm wiping off the glue on the end of the bench. There's years of glue on the end of these benches. So there we go. I'm just using a modelling knife blade to take the excess off. The more you take off now, the less messing around with it afterwards.
Yeah, but because we can't do the same thing underneath.
We can't, no. But at least we're halfway there.
Yeah.
But you can see already this joint is invisible.
Yeah.
And it's astoundingly good, actually.
Yes, it is.
So we've got a great joint there. There's literally nothing else we can do for
It has to dry.
It has to dry.
For a minimum?
24 hours.
24 hours.
24 hours, which means we've got absolutely nothing we can do with that. We can actually move on to looking at the neck, or we can go to the pub.
Pub.
Fine. And indeed, we did go to the pub, and all we did was have one small glass of wine and got home at a respectable hour. And nobody was in the slightest bit drunk or did anything disgraceful. Which, if you're going to do something disgraceful, please subscribe first, because subscribing to this channel means you won't miss an episode, and you're helping to support me and Bart, which is great. So look forward to episode 2. Episodes 2 should be coming up shortly. I hope you stick with us. See you soon.